Hey guys, welcome back to Karting with Chris. Today's video is going to be the Spring 1 final race here at North Texas Karters. Now if you didn't see my pre-final race, go check it out. I'll link it in the top right corner of your screen. But basically, just a quick recap. I started in 8th, dropped down to 9th, and at the very end I accidentally thought I saw the checkered flag, when in reality it was the white flag, so a bit embarrassing, but we're starting this race in 9th place. Not too bad. We have the inside, so that's always good. And if you haven't noticed already, the sun is setting and the track is going to start to get cold. Now I didn't realize how cold it was going to get, and right before we got out on track it was starting to get pretty cold, so I wasn't really prepared for the track temperatures, but once you're on track it's too late. There's not much you can do, so you just got to try and drive your best. Now I will apologize in advance for the crappy GoPro quality. Whenever it starts getting dark out, the GoPro tends to not do very well, so I do apologize for that in advance. But for this race, my objective is to complete the race without getting into any incidents or any major incidents. I noticed that my last 3 races at NTK, each final I've been taken out near the end and I've gone down into last place. So hopefully we'll be able to gain some positions in this race, not end up in last place. But we're going down the back straight here, going to form into nice tight lines here, and basically the objective is to hold it around the inside. The first couple of corners are left-handers, so that's going to be an advantage for us. Flagman waves green, we're good to go. So right off the bat we gain 1 position, we're up in 8th place. Going into turn 1, I did back off a little. Didn't want to slide into Hunter in cart number 67 because the tires are cold. Going through turn 3 here, I didn't cover it because I didn't think anyone was going to go for the move. Someone does go into the move, and unfortunately we get pushed off wide of turn 3, and we move down into last place. So unfortunately the streak continues. This is the 4th time this has happened. Going down the straight here, I'm weaving down the straight, trying to get all the mud off my tires because exit of turn 3 there was a fair bit of mud there. So now I just got to try and catch up to everyone again, just try and put our head down. The worst thing you can do is kind of just quit and give up. Coming out of turn 9 here, the cart in front goes wide, and so that's really going to ruin their momentum going down the straight here. Not quite close enough to go for the move through turn 1. Would have been one hell of a dive bomb. But we can see their tires are a little dirty. They went a little wide going to turn 1. Through turn 2, I thought about the move, but whenever you're back here, it's kind of hard to tell when it's appropriate to go for the move. I don't really feel comfortable sending it on these people because I've never raced with them. But coming out of the chicane here, we're right behind number 85. Pull along beside them. They actually try and push me narrow going through turn 7 here, which I didn't expect that, but doesn't work. We move up into 14th, and now we just gotta keep looking forward and try and catch up to everyone else. So we're exiting turn 9 here, about to finish lap 2, start lap 3. We see the next guy in front of us has an X on the rear bumper with some orange tape. For those of you who don't know, that means that they are a rookie, so it's basically their first race. Now when it comes to rookies, I usually try and give them the benefit of the doubt. I've seen rookies podium before, but I've also seen rookies take people out. So sometimes you need to be a little careful when you're going against rookies. Going down the straight here, he didn't get the best momentum coming out of the chicane, so I was able to sail past him going into turn 7 here, and we're up into 13th place. So the gap to the next cart in front is quite large. It's going to take me a little longer to catch up to them than I did the previous 2 people. And that's usually because the further you go forward, the faster people are. Common sense, right? So it's going to take a little longer to catch up to them. So I'm not going to show you the boring laps in between. I'm just going to skip ahead to the actual good parts of this race. So we're going to skip ahead to the end of lap 6, start of lap 7. We can see there are 2 carts in front of us. They're actually going side by side into turn 1. That's definitely going to slow them down, so this is good news for me. Makes my life a little easier to catch up to them. But we don't want to get into too big of a fight with them because we don't want to recreate what happened at the beginning of this race. But we can see that we've caught up a fair bit coming out of turn 3 here. We're almost close enough to go for a move through 7. Not quite close enough. It would have been a really late move. I don't think they know I'm here, so I'm not going to send it. Coming out of turns 8 and 9, give them a little tap just to make sure they know I'm here. They don't accidentally ram me off track. Coming out of turns 8 and 9, I accidentally pulled out a little early.
That's what she said.
But I think they know I'm there, so I'm just going to send it through turn 1 anyways, and we get the job done. We're up in the 12th place. So like I was saying before, whenever you're making your way through the pack, you tend to take a little longer to catch up to people. So I'm going to skip ahead to the end of lap 9, start of lap 10 here. And whenever you are catching up to someone, especially when you're going to pass them, it's a good idea to see where you're faster and where they're faster, or where they're struggling. So it makes your life a little easier to know where exactly to pass them. And if you do get past them and they're looking to pass you, where you could defend because you know you're not going to be as strong. So coming out of the chicane here, not quite close enough to go for the move through turn 7, but we're going to definitely stay close to them going through turn 7 here and into turn 8 and 9. Through turn 8 and 9, I'm going to back off a little right here just to make sure I time my momentum correctly. Exiting of turn 9, getting that slipstream, pull along beside, and we're going to get the move done in turn 1. We're now up into 11th place. So unfortunately, the next kart in front in 10th place is about half a track in front of me, and they were part of this huge group of people fighting. I don't know if they were fighting the whole time. If you were at this race, you probably saw it. But I was trying to catch up to those guys. I only have about 5 or 6 more laps left in this race, so that's really not enough to catch up to that group, even if they're fighting a lot. So really only at this point I can just hope that one of them takes another person out, and that's how we're going to gain some more positions. Now, unfortunately, this did not happen. We're on lap 16 now. We're going to finish this race in 11th place, not really that close to the next kart in front. And unfortunately, not the best race in the world, but on a brighter note, we did see the checkered flag, so we have that going for us. We are improving from the pre-final in that perspective, but unfortunately, that's all I have for today. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, please do comment below. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.